All right, welcome back. Today we're going to proceed with the profile setting pages, which is going to be the notification, messages, security, help, among others. Please remember to subscribe and share these lectures to others. So quickly, let's select this frame and make a copy and drag it down there. Then here we're going to delete everything inside the frame except the status icons. All right, let's navigate to our plugins, go to first for icons and search for arrow. Then we scroll down until we see the one we've been using. So we will maintain this for consistency. Select it and add it to your design system. So now we'll drag it and bring it here and position it there. I think from here you can also increase the thickness to bold. Then we just replace this and select this one. I will take it off and drag it and position it there. Now let's switch to our text tool and type notification. Then this is going to be Donito 18. Then we take it to bold and bring it here. All right. So the icon is going to be filled with our global color, which is going to be that. All right. So now let's take a frame and have it drawn here. So the frame should be width 50 and the height should be 30. All right, let's give it corner radius of 15 so that we can have something like this. We might scale it, or let's just maintain this. All right, so let's make a duplicate of that and reduce the width to 25 by then the height to 25 also. Then we can have a perfect circle, right? So now this circle, we're going to drag it and put it inside the frame. Okay, but before that, let's give the frame our global color. It's going to be this. Then this circle goes inside the frame and align it properly to the center of the frame. All right, so let's name this as toggle. Right, so we want this to be a component so that it will be switched. So let's quickly create a component of that and add a variant properties to it. Then we can add one more and say switch. Okay, so let's quickly make the prototype. If user click here, it should be directed to this. Then user click here again, should go back, right? So in the second stage, we're going to move it to the left. Okay, so you switch your design and move it to the left and keep it there. So let's navigate to the prototype and change the animation so that it will be changed to that. Then this animation, we make it smart animate. Then we're going to change it to Gen 2. All right, the same thing here, we change it to Gen 2. So select the second prototype, which is this, and also change it to smart animate. Also change it to Gen 2. Okay, all right, I think we're done. So we're going to cut it and go and paste it into our component page. So keep it there and position it there. Now we'll go back to our design. Then we'll bring it into our notification screen. So we're going to rename this as notification. All right. So next, go to our assets and go to our local libraries. Then from our component, we will look for the instance of this toggle. They'll add it into this screen here. All right. So select this text and make a copy. Then we're going to edit it to sound. Okay. Then we'll go back to our fonts and take it down to 16. Then this 16 is going to be medium. All right. Then again, I would like us to add a line to separate them. Okay. But for consistency, I think I prefer we use frame so that I can just give it a stroke of one side. So draw a frame of 360 by width and the height to 80. Okay, then you give it stroke, and this stroke should only be at the top. All right, then we're going to reduce the opacity to just 20. Okay, so now bring in this text and the toggle switch inside the frame. Then this text, you draw it and snap it to the edge of the grid. Similarly, the switch to the edge of the grid, and align them to the center of the frame respectively. And again, we're going to take it up and bring it here. Now let's make a duplicate and bring it down, snap them together. Then this time we change the sound to vibrate. Okay, and make sure it's snap to the edge of the grid. Make one more copy, snap them together, and one more copy again. Then we'll update the text respectively. Okay, so here we're going to make it as new updates. Okay, so you can also have option to switch and off that. All right, then here we also edit to new services. And snap it like that. So one more thing we're going to do, we'll let this maybe not switch, then other ones are switch, right? So for this one that are not switch, we're going to change the position of the instance and order, that is the switch. So let's double tap, or to make it easier you can add auto layer, then you just switch it to the left. So you just select the inner circle and only drag it to the left side of the frame. If that's gonna give you a problem, just go here and detach the instance. Then you should be able to do that now and put it there. Okay, so now I'm going to select this one and delete it. Then this one that is not switch, we're going to disable it. It's going to be as disabled. All right, so now in our global color we have our disable. So disable is this, so we just switch to that. All right, now this color too, we can update it. That is the color of the circle. We can update it to one of our gray color. I think there's one. It's fine. So now we'll make a duplicate of it and also add it to the second frame and make sure they are snapped to the edge of the frame. Okay, select it, Alt key, then to make a duplicate and snap it, align it to the center of the frame and also align this to the center of the frame. Alright, so text 2 should be aligned to the center of the frame. Similarly, the surfaces and also this, make sure all the text are aligned to the center of the frame. I think so far everything is okay. Alright, so quickly if you take the preview, you should have something like that. Still loading. So this should be the, alright, so and the toggle is also working. So that's better. So now we're going to touch one thing there more before we proceed. So here I want this icon to be snapped to the edge of the grid, so you should do that. And everything here, select them together and make sure they are properly aligned. Then you can now group them together. Okay, and that's okay, that's perfect now. Alright, so we're done with the notification screen. Let's make a duplicate to the right and go to security screen. Alright, so this is going to be the security. So you update that to security. Alright, in the security screen, we're going to also update the text. Alright, so this is going to be the security. Alright, so here we change this sound to face ID and drag it, snap it there, make sure it's also centered aligned. And the second one, we also update it to, remember me, something the user would like to save. Then we take it and also snap it like that. Okay, then the next one, let's add one more. We will just say this is going to be, the touch ID and also snap it to the edge of the frame and center the line. I think that's okay for security. Okay, then here we can delete the last one. Anywhere there is modification, we'll check it and see if there's anything to add or drop. But for now, we're cool with this, right? Okay, let's go to the next screen. Select that Alt key and drag it to the right. And this time we're going to update these to appearance. Okay, then you take it and position it somewhere around there. We're going to the vertical spacing, horizontal spacing to 0. So this one too, select it and change it to 0. This one too, select it to 0. Alright, so we're good. So in appearance, maybe if you have option to make the application to have like different kind of themes, you want it to have like a dark background and a normal light background, so you can include this. But remember, if you have to do this, you're gonna have another set of complete screens from the sign up down to the end that is going to be dark screens. You can do that just to update the font and the background. That's all. You don't need to change anything. Alright, so here let's say this is going to be the dark mode. Okay, and also snap it like that. So we can also have another one. Let's say this is going to be the blur background. Okay, snap it there. Let's say we are gonna have one more. I say full screen mode. Okay, I would like us to make one as a disable. So let me bring this down. This is already have one disabled. Take it up. Okay, then let's replace this to dark mode, so that not all of them will be, turned on. And here maybe we change this to, let's so maybe we're gonna have like full screen mode. So we keep that too as well, and let's snap it to the edge, align it to the center, and also align it to the center. So we're going to select all of them together and remove their vertical spacing and align them to the center of the frame. All right, so I think we are done with the 3 screens. I would like us to pause this lesson here. In the next lesson, we'll continue with the remaining one. And quickly before you round up, you can check the preview of each screen to see how they look like. So this should have something like this, and all the toggles should work perfectly. So that's it. All right, see you in the next lesson.